Hey everyone, welcome to Heyu Maps. Heyu Level Design, I guess. Just changed the name of that recently. We're continuing on the work that we did this morning, and this morning's session got cut short, unfortunately. So continuing on, actually, I think the break was good because it gave me an opportunity to really think about this. If you're not familiar with my work, here's some of my work at my workshop, which has now been linked in the description below. Extinction is the big one that I'm really proud of and spent a lot of time on. Anyway, let's jump into it. Appreciate you being here and joining me. It really helps me, motivate me to keep moving on this. So this morning, let me get the lighting going, so some better version of this. There we go, great. So again, just to recap, if you haven't caught any of the past sessions, working on a VIP map. It's a 2-point map. Blue starts over here in this building, has 3 exits. Big fan of 3 exits. So if you ever see me give you feedback in any of your maps, if you're a mapper, it's probably the big thing I'm going to look for in an attack defend map, which I feel like is one of my things I love, asymmetrical maps. Anyway, here's the A point. We did a little bit of work here today, this morning, extending that out. As well, we made a little hallway underneath there. Let me make sure all this looks good now. So I have a couple of issues. That's fine. Doesn't make sense right now, like why is that there, but for testing purposes it's completely fine. So anyway, we added a new set of stairs here because just kind of got stuck down here. So one of the things I decided to do this morning was really felt like probably need like some health down here, like a little bit of health or something. So I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna use this brush here, so let's close this up. It's built kind of weird. I think it's one of the first things I did in one of the first videos. Someone in the... Let's see. Someone in the past video had a question in the comments that I was a little late to answer. Anyway, I did answer that in the past video in the comments there. So... do real quick here. Did answer that. Okay. You can't put an overlay. Let's just get rid of this water. This is annoying. You cannot put an overlay on displacement. You'll get an error if you're new to the system, so you gotta kind of trick it. So I'm gonna make this into a func detail because I don't really want it to render any of this. There's like no reason to do that. And just gonna make a little spot for a little health pack, just a little relief. Found in testing it was a little bit necessary, especially when you're pushing up this way, just to have kind of something to go, you run back here like, oh cool, there's a health up there, I gotta run up here, you know, and there is a good one up there, but you gotta worry about running into so much crap coming up here. That's really necessary to probably have a little health here, and I might even put a little ammo on the other side as well, just to have a little fun with it. What's up with that? Not that that has to be perfectly centered, but I'm OCD, so we gotta make everything perfect. actually I would consider myself a completionist. Most of the time is how I classify myself. Alright, so these are obviously not big enough. Or let's just shrink it down, actually. It's like stupid big right now. Oh, what's up with that? .32 by, so get this perfect. 32 here. Double check that. Yep. It's too small. Yeah, it's kind of small. .40 by 40. 48 by 48. Yeah, that's perfect. So anyway, in the last live chat, someone was just like, "Hey, what do you think about one of the maps I haven't played yet for the winter update, and how I guess some of the some of the props weren't included in it, and I really haven't played the map yet, unfortunately, but I heard a lot of the chatter about it, and you know, it's sad to hear for sure, because artists should be rewarded for their work. You know, it sounds to me like maybe it's a newer mapper that this happened to, which I could understand them not realizing that piece. Seems like there should be a better vetting process, probably. This one should be health. Kind of want the health to be a little bit closer to this route back. And then, if they really want, they can circle around and get some ammo too. And a lot of small ammo in this map. I don't know if this is due to me just taking a different style this time, but let's see what that looks like with the water. The water's a little deceptive. Covering it up some, which I'm not a fan of. So probably want to raise it up one. Anyway, yeah, so artists should definitely be rewarded for their work, and it sounds like maybe there should be a better vetting process. There's a process for checking to see what files are included in your map, and I try to do it before releasing any map to the workshop to make sure I do have the right artist included. But if you something with Compile Pal, I think you can open up the file and check it out. Alright, so I got a new health and ammo here in the first section, and let's move on to what we really are going to be doing today, which is some work on B. So one of the pieces of feedback was, hey, the sightline's long here, which I've been aware of for a while. I think you got to provide a couple of long snipe lines sometimes in maps, and I think with that, none of this is necessary, so close this off now. Yeah. I think this little path can be shifted over. While I really liked this rock path here, and maybe I can include it somewhere else, who knows, but what I'm going to try to do is actually shift this hallway to come this way. Creates a little bit of a problem for the spawn room, but I can actually shift this exit a little bit more this way, which would require me to hold this a little bit more this way. We're going to fix all this up today, and I'm thinking of creating a hallway down and then kind of an exit out here versus there. What that does for me is, cool, glad I caught that, is as players exit out here, they then are met with 3 options versus this kind of hidden one that they weren't really aware of prior. 2 is it shifts blue away from like running near the spawn, which is really, it takes them past 2 spawn exits, which is really a no-no. So if I can kind of work these rocks back over here, maybe even shift that rock path that I really like back over here, I can then create some kind of path down here that avoids this section altogether. So we're going to try to recreate that today. So the first thing is, I did a little bit of work on this right before I started the video, which is why it might look a little bit different. Alright, so we're going to split that. Shift X is what I was pushing there if you're new to Hammer. I'm trying to do a little bit better job of calling out some of that stuff as I do it, just in case anyone's new. To mapping. I feel like mapping has become a little bit like, I don't know, craft or something for people, like very therapeutic for me to be able to create stuff like this. I can imagine some similarities to maybe Minecraft, although I really don't want to compare it to that, but you know, some similarities, I guess, to that. Yeah, hopefully when we get this hallway created, I can shift this back this way, and then I can solve that problem, like I was saying, of blue kind of coming in and really running past 2 of red spawns potentially. It's also just a long jog right now for that. Let's get back into shaded texture mode. I really kind of recommend this when you're in these early alpha stages, doing what I'm doing right now. Right. A couple of walls here. Pull this one out. I wonder if I even make a little more room. I think more room could be good. Same thing there. Appreciate anyone that has joined the broadcast, hanging out. Feel free to ask a question. I'll try to keep an eye on the chat a little bit better this time than I did in this morning's session. We've run a couple tests in this map so far. It's actually, I think, doing really well. I think the map would probably perform well as a control point as well, just a regular old control point. So happy about that, but it's really designed for this VIP mode. So I'm happy to see it kind of working out okay so far. Expand this down a little bit. None of this is really needed, like in stone. All this exact brushwork, just kind of thrown together in those first sessions. So I think now's a good time to really start to rethink how should this be remolded overall. And then, yeah, there's an opportunity to narrow this to Okay. So I'm going to need a brush underneath this. Just do that here. Yeah, I like that a little bit better. Okay. I'll have to recheck my clips after this, but all right. I think this is going to work a lot better though for I might need to just do this all the way there. Yeah. I think this is going to work a lot better for cutting down that snipe line, and even if snipers are trying to kind of snipe this way, it's going to be much better than coming over from that angle. Alright, maybe I do want to keep this hallway a little bit longer than I have here now. Space is good. An opportunity to shift this over. Let's see. How far do I want to go? I don't think one is enough. I was also imagining a weird angle like this, but I think this is fine. Alright. So that can go actually. Just gotta make sure that there's no sniping in, because as it stands right now, you can see one player. So I have to cut that down. Every time I cut that down, it slows down the chance of you know what, here's what's gonna happen. Yeah, I'm gonna shift all this way. Cuts down the chance of a player going that way or seeing the route. So you just have to be cognizant of that. One more. Yeah, and I think that'll work better. Okay. Alright, so let's get everything back in here as far as this goes. I think that's all of it. Control X to check. Yep, got it all. Okay. Shift this over. So I have all this selected, which is my least favorite part. Is that far enough to not really interfere too much with blue coming by this path, because it is a little bit close. Or should I shift it down more? And my instinct's telling me to shift it down one more, probably. One more unit. And then I'll have to draw players this way somehow, just so that they're not curious. For those of you in chat, I have been conflicted by this of what the color of the sign should be for blue coming towards red. So far they're red, and I think now I've played a few maps, I'm like, maybe they should be blue. You know, all these signs going in. So let me know what you do if you're a mapper or even a player, what you've seen, if that's confusing, if you think they should all be red or blue for the blue players coming in. Right now for red, I just have them as white signs, which I think is fine. I could even make blue as white, but I have no idea what people do. I should know that. I've been doing this for a while, but anyway, I think that's fine. I really could sneak this down even further than what I have now. One other thought I've had too is, I don't know if I can do that. Okay. I forgot to grab a sign. I'm going to do one more unit, just to be safe. Okay. So yeah, I've recognized I might have the signs the wrong colors, so I might have to go fix all that eventually. It's funny, I closed all that up. Just open it back up again. Oh crap. Is that centered? Yes. What's off? Something's off. Yes. What's holding that back? Got it. Alright, so I can get to the fun stuff. That's weird. I don't know why that's like that, but I think I'm just gonna make a new brush for all this. Alright, I think it's gonna be a lot better. I don't know what it was. This feels a little tight. That'll help too. It should be on 4s anyway. Need some light in here. What does that look like? That's a pretty white light. I don't know why I did that. 50, 40, sure. Alright. So this is feeling a lot better already. This whole approach. It's for like disco lights. Alright, so the question is, do I pull these over here and reuse this little thing? Is that the floor? Yeah. Control M to spin it. Done. Alright. I did try to access those in gameplay, and I did not really like it. Curious what it would look like the other way, actually. What is it? God. Flip object, tools, flip object. That's what it is. I don't know which one it is. Oop. Vertically. And you can't flip these because they're props. And, I don't know if I really want that there anyway, but although it did make it look a little more like I wanted it to. Just want to eliminate hiding this path behind here. Hopefully that's very clear to a blue player coming into that area that you can get up into that. The more I look at it, I'm like, it really should probably be a ramp or something of sorts versus this, like, I don't even know if this is any kind of official Team Fortress 2 map of like this stupid. Let me know if you've ever seen anything like that, but I think it's a no. So. I'm not 100% sure I like that, but. Let's get this off. Okay. I keep going back and forth on if I'm going to keep these arches in. They are very, very Greek and Roman, which is not what I'm going for. Did a lot of research on arches, like jungle ruin arches, and I found even this doorway feels like it should be an arch, probably just to pull in players' eyes, but I find them interesting, something I really haven't used yet in anything I've done. I'll pull this over, see how that looks. Just curious if it's even the same width. But yeah, it's something I really haven't used before, and thought it'd be interesting, but I keep going back and forth on how I should do them. Found like a place in Africa that had jungle ruins that just feels a little funny. I don't know why that's like that. Found a place in Africa though that had jungle ruins. I forgot what it was called. I was going to call the map behind it or after it, and I did not because I didn't feel like it was that potentially that rememberable. So I think that'll call a little more attention. I think there's an opportunity to close in this space now. But yeah, so far the arches are going to stay just because I need them to be kind of a focal point. So if you think about a blue player coming in to this area, you see this and you're immediately drawn, and then hopefully you get closer and you know, the red sign draws you in, or other stuff. So I kind of hate the way that this little rock juts out here. I don't want it to detour players. probably have too much rocks in there now that I've closed in that space. Let's fix these overlapping brushes now. See how this is looking. I've been thinking about this a little bit, that this just looks kind of dumb the way it is. But it feels like maybe one is should be on grid. Two. I don't know why this is like it is, the way it is. So I don't want that necessarily to go out like that. So I might just do that. It's this here that just doesn't make a lot of sense now, so let me see if I can just pull this up. I think ideally I want, I wonder if I just go ahead and do this now, just to simulate what it's going to look like, but I think, yeah, this should probably drop down more. I forgot what this is on, 2, probably. Throughout the project, I've been trying to use different shades of dev textures, which is something I haven't really done as much of in the past. These stages really are not that important to go nuts on, like being perfect, I will say, because it's all about just play testing at this point. I do something weird here, but I feel like I'm trying to get a little smarter about how I approach some of these projects, so that great, so that in later stages my work is a little bit easier, set out a little bit easier for me. So with that said, some of these darker gray are going to be displacements, really nice looking displacements, hopefully. We need to ramp this up a little bit here. So yeah, you can imagine like jagged rocks all on the edge here and such. What's up with that? Let's face it. Okay. So that doesn't look so egregious. I don't know what the word is there. Still a little worried about this like long ass snipe down. It's on a horizontal line, so not as big of a deal, really. But yeah. All right, so there's one addition, and as mentioned, I'm really wondering if that should be a little ramp there. So I think what I'm going to do is versus kind of the stupid thing that I have built in here right now. Maybe I would question, like, something like that go over here, just to give, like, I don't know, red another way up. So if you do fall off here, you gotta kind of go all the way around, and you're not really even sure that you can do that, or you gotta learn about it maybe. So, I don't know, something to think about. So yeah, added some arches in there to draw the eyes there. Let me go grab something. I think I'm going to use a form of this here, really, to do what I want to do. Do I just go full on? Yeah, maybe I do. Okay. The question is, yeah, as a red player, am I going to be able to come around and see what I need to see over there? So pull some of this back, close up that area up there, which is not a bad thing at all. To fix all the clipping up there. Go ahead and do that. Nothing worse than getting a play test and then seeing a player standing up on top of your stuff. Just like, great. Oh, that's closed up. Good. And I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna use this. Happy with that. Let's get rid of this garbage. It's like, how far can I pull this back safely? This is not quite tall enough, just realized. I have to add something there. And I'm wondering if now is the time that I add some displacements in. Let's do it. Let's do it. That's some fun. That now. This is happening. Do this. Grab this. Just so that I am aware of what I'm doing here. Okay. Pull this out one. that in there. Okay. Maybe I just start this here and graduate it down. Yeah, I love that. Okay. Love it. And I could almost tuck this under here for now. Like that. Okay. Double that up. That. Goes in here. Ooh. Okay. And then I may want to later raise all this up, put some concrete up against this or something, just so that it makes a little more sense than what I'm about to do, which is just I'm going to tuck it down into the stuff. Later on, I'm going to need to think about how to connect all these, but for now, I'm just going to get this in here. This is really cheap the way that I'm going to do this, so I apologize to any of those pro displacement people out there. I am going to cut these in the middle, which I should have did already. Right. I don't know how others make displacements, but this is how I make displacements. I'm going to keep those in place just to give me an idea of like what I had created prior, and then delete them afterwards. So let me select all the faces of those brushes that I want to make into a displacement. Alright, so it's all of that. Alright, and go to displacement. If you're new to this, I'm going to do create. I always do 2s. Definitely times for 3s, but I'm going to do a 2 here. Alright, created that lost dollar alpha work, which is fine. And now we're going to shape this into place. Alright, so I think all that's fine for now. I'm anal and I go on multiples of... Okay, so I did mess up one thing. I want to call that out really quickly. And that is the edge of this needed to be a displacement. So my question is, do I want all this displacement underneath there? Probably not. So the one thing I'm going to do is cut these into halves as well. I'm going to bleed it a little bit this way. Same thing there. Okay. Let's start that over again. I actually love displacement work. It's very therapeutic, I feel like. Especially seeing the final product of this. I'm getting excited just thinking about it. By the way, I recognize I do need to put a platform up here and finish this up, but I'm going to do that. I'm getting OCD. I'm going to do this displacement work now. So, displacement. Create, power of 2. You can increase these later on, so for example, that's what that looks like. Just not necessary to have that many polygons. It's going to reduce my optimization rates and all that good stuff, so put on my auto sew, got that on a 4. I think I'm going to do a little bit of molding first, so let's do some high numbers. And actually go to 8. Just gonna mold all this down first. Here's gotta be tucked in. Like I said, I've been a lot smarter. In fact, let me just come back, earmark the fact that I need to, during the session, add a little concrete lip there. I'm going to do that for now. Again, all that's going to be displacement back there. It's going to get connected. I'm just trying to get it close at a large scale, so I don't want to use the wrong tool at the wrong time. Okay, good enough for me. Let's go down to 4. Let's get this down. Start going in for a little bit more fine-tuning, molding. And I wouldn't have done this in a prior session for a few reasons. One, the layout hadn't been completely proven out, and I think from what I've seen in the last couple sessions that it's close to getting to where it needs to be. So I'm okay adding in all this detail here, and hopefully I can utilize it later, which is one reason why I don't want to spend too much time on it today. Just enough. Okay. For this, I'm gonna go down to 1. Actually, try to get this as close as I possibly can. It shouldn't cause any problems to players clipping there. I did kind of miss one step, which is why I had a big brush, which is doing a little bit of this down here. Let's go back to 8. Just to make it look a little bit natural. Coming off the side of that. Okay. Get a little bit of a lip for people. Close that up, kind of like I had it prior. I envisioned it prior, and then we're going to go to X. Oops. Pull some of this out. Pull that back. There's something weird going on there, so. You just kind of want players to feel like it's a little precarious coming through there. That's my hope. Of why it's like this. I think that's kind of similar to what was envisioned there. Yep. Okay, great. I can come back and delete those out later. Underneath that, I'm going to keep this brush selected while I have it. Just make sure the rest of this is as smooth as possible for players to run up. Okay. let's do some alpha painting. No. So the idea is to have it look like the main path is not walked on too often. Keep more grass down here at the bottom, maybe, where the water is. Path less walked. There's maybe more grass on it. So I don't want players to come over here from blue. I'm going to keep leading them this way. So that's the thought there. Okay. There we go. Let's fix this sign. It's probably been bothering people watching this. Are you going to actually fix that sign? And then fix some of this stuff up here that I've neglected to fix so far. I think I'm going to get lazy. Get real lazy. Just take this approach. Okay. Oh, I can now pull this back a little bit here. Anyway, appreciate anyone sitting in the watching this live today. Hope your day's going well. If you're new, working on VIP Emergent here, VIP map, and we're trying to fix up some issues on B. So the one thing that this is going to create is this like potentially really bad snipe line here. Ugh, God. So I was trying to avoid. That could be just really a really tough climb. I'm going to pull some of this over here a little bit this way. I am worried about that. Coming into that. One of the questions I had earlier, I'm not sure if anyone was in chat for this, but let me know. If you're a blue player and you're approaching red, what color should the signs be? Blue or red? Let me know in chat, because I'm just not sure if I should be using blue or red. Here's an example here for blue coming out of the forward spawn. I'm just not sure if the sign should be blue or red here. I'll have to go look around some official maps most likely, but yeah, I'm just not 100%. Alright, so there's that quick down and dirty displacement for that area. As mentioned, anything in gray eventually should hopefully become a displacement. I may keep that as block actually now that I'm looking at it, but I'm just a fan of displacements. So all this gray area here, a little easier to see when lighting is turned on. I think it is. But yeah. So anyway, we're going to try that. And get this ramp going here. Too far on that? Yep, I did. Okay. So yeah, that looks really ugly. We're not going to do that. And then I think all of this is a little too wide. So we're gonna pull this over. We're just trying to thin this out. There's just a lot of like stairs here. I think that's a little bit better of a solution though than what was there prior. Just like those thin types of rocks that I hate that you have to jump up as a Team Fortress 2 player. Ugh. This is bothering me. Just do that. And at this stage, I don't want to detail it this much, but I am, just because it's bothering me a little bit. Turned over. Okay. So I think these need to be pulled out a little bit more. Up as much as possible. So, just realized most of that's probably going to become displacements too, which is why it wasn't on grid. That's fine. Totally fine. So yeah, I want all of that to be displacements eventually. So I was going to fix this, which I'm going to do now. Bring these two up. And this is going to be the concrete lip. It actually needs to go from there to there, but also inside. So everything's gonna have to lift up some. Right, first thing, let's go and get this door set up one, and the area portal. Up one, turn that off. Done with that. Get all the door components selected. That's it. Okay. One. Yep. Okay. One. All that stuff is done. Let me know if you have any questions about anything I'm doing. Happy to answer any questions now or later. Which you might have about anything I'm doing here. Or like, why am I doing it? Alright, so that has now been lifted up. Not as much as I thought it was going to be. Crap. But I think that's fine. So I really thought all this was a lot further than it was. Out. And we're just gonna fold this into that lip a little bit. Just like that. I think that's right. Yep. Good. Good, okay. It is missing a light there. Just noticed. Another thing I want to avoid is players from blue standing up here and raining down on that spawn, which is why I just raised that rock up a little bit, just to kind of throw off that sight line. I think that that's going to help some. If I can remove that now. There's going to be any issues? Yeah, a little bit. Okay. Build that in there a little bit more space. Okay. Up. Another red spawn over here, tucked in a little bit, but hopefully blue can bypass that to get to the objective that they need to. Let me make sure there's no area portals up here, because I do think I've missed one. Yep. Okay, I missed a lot of stuff up here, actually. But yeah, trying to keep a better eye on chat this time, so if you do have any questions, let me know. Too far, not far enough. Yep. far enough. A little thinner than I would like it to be. Oof. Not what I envisioned. I think this is going to need to come back some. I have to check that sight line at the end. So there will be the potential to see one person as they spawn over here. I can fix that by moving this person up, maybe. Still, I might have gone one too far earlier than I should have. Okay. I'm not sure if this is necessary. Yeah, that brush, I think I'm gonna get rid of. I don't know if this hallway is too tunnely now. Might be. I guess that's what I lost, is the doorway there. It's fine. Alright. Do appreciate anyone joining and watching so far. I think I'm going to pull this out just a little bit. Just to double check that snipe line, Okay. And I'm going to close this up a little bit down here. A little bit of that space. And put something to pull players' eyes over there, like I don't know what, but box in a barrel for now, yeah. I don't know why these are my go-to props, but they just feel like they are. So I get very tired of them by the time I'm done with the map. So that's looking good there. Hopefully that'll pull players to go, oh yeah, there's an exit up there. I did see a few in the last test go that way. See if I can straighten up some of this. It's not so precarious. And I've been questioning too if I should do these as props eventually, because they don't look good now. But so I may do that. Who knows? There is a little bit of like stuff missing, I would say, in some of these areas that probably should be there. Like, now that I do point it out, it is kind of missing the like occasional stuff like this, maybe. That I just didn't spend a lot of time on in earlier sessions. Just another route to give scouts, you know, way up potentially, or I don't know. Block some sight lines, etc. I don't know what that really serves, quite frankly. Could be a good spot for a sentry gun, maybe. Probably need to be like a 45-degree arch right there. I don't know how to explain it, but I can come back to that eventually. Alright, so part 1 I think solved for. Let me double check my work here. Turn on area portals. Let me do a quick save and run the map just to check to make sure I don't have any errors. All good. Okay, great. Alright, so fix this earlier. It's now more in line with where it should be. Need to double check clipping now. So I'm going to turn off everything but clips. Just to make sure I get all this right. So yeah, this is going to be the new kind of watching spot, trouble spot probably. Is there's just not a lot of... I'm often reminded of the Gladiators show, where like you had to run up this thing through all these obstacles, and well, someone shot at you, and if you got hit, you're done. So kind of want to avoid that being what this is here. And I'm wondering if I can kill that snipe line with rocks, maybe. So again, making it visible, but not too visible. Probably the answer is no, but at least maybe, I don't know. In any case, it does feel like rocks should be built in there, just to kind of close up the space even more. So I'm going to do that. Okay. Clipping's good. So the other place that there's an issue currently is, trying to see how much room I have, by the way, is this little area here. This route is hard to come up in and kind of hard to get up to. So I think a few things need to happen. One, it might be time to turn this into a displacement and relieve some of this here. So I'm just reminding myself I just forgot to do this. Solid selected. Gone. Gone, gone. Probably could get rid of that over time, but the thing I need to watch out for is that is weird. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So, let's just go. So it's good, okay. So the rest of that will become displacements eventually. Will look hopefully a lot better, but we are going to turn this into some displacements today as well. Just kind of following the same things we did over there. We're just going to turn these two into displacements. I'm going to hide rocks into the side of this. So let me do it first, and then everyone will see what my plan is. Okay, auto so. I'm going to make this a little bit more accessible, I think, to everyone. Kind of no matter where you are. Reduce this now. So not going super professional in these because these are probably going to go.
Oops, I farted.
Are going to go somewhere. Be replaced, in other words. I do want to make sure that this is tucked up in here. So there are not any clipping issues and it looks okay. Yeah. All these over here are probably going to become rocks eventually along this wall. I'm going to have to move those again. young son right now that's deciding to play tricks on me. He's like making noises in the background, so if you hear anything, that's what that is. Anyway, you want to make it very clear that, hey, you can climb up here. Just gonna paint a little path for them and tuck these rocks in here. Great. More accessible, easy to understand what is going on, and health should probably be like right there maybe. I'm just trying to think from a blue player's perspective. I do have some there. Those do get used quite a bit, I've seen. Yeah, tuck them in here. It's very close to those other ones. Let me know what you think, though. If you got a thought about it. Like, hey you, that's kind of stupid what you're doing there. Well, let me know. Cool. Alright. I do feel like this part of the map's got to be pulled in more than what it has been. But I think for this test, I'm just going to start there. Alright, so back to this little bit. I'll conclude today's session. Is there's a part missing here. There's just kind of something broken, and it's the accessibility to the area that we were just working on. So I've got a couple of ideas on potentially how to fix that. One, I just made a little bit more room in here for Blue to bunker. I think there's a need for some boxes as well. Ooh, where am I going? Over here. Just kind of like another place to put a teleporter, maybe. That's not like the best place, but sometimes I've noticed I can sneak a teleporter up there on top of boxes. So maybe we fix this this problem that's with these two health packs kind of being right around the corner from each other. And one, I think maybe these should be put over here. So I'm questioning if there should be a little loft up here above this this area, and should the loft kind of jut out a little bit. The thing I'm trying to avoid is this long snipe line down this alley here. So before I go nuts, though, I may
Sorry.
it's okay. I think I may do what I talked about prior. Creating a little part out here. Something like that. What will that do? Potentially to all this. That's my question.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, sorry if I'm repeating myself if you've been following along the whole time, but if you've got any questions, let me know in the comments. Happy to answer anything now or later if you're watching this in the future. Or if you even have advice or suggestions. There's probably a lot of mappers out there who could be watching this. I think some have found it weird that I don't use the like this thing here. You know, end screen, right? So you know, I could do this, right? Just as easily. I don't trust the 3D area very well. I don't know if it's just my time working in Hammer or what it is, but just been very cautious with that overall. But probably should use it more, maybe. So, didn't completely do what I wanted to do, but what I'm hoping that maybe this does is provide another access route out. It will allow access in for Pyro Scouts, soldiers, Stemo, all those that can jump. Jump up. Did I do that right? I hate it when I do that. Makes me want to grab every brush and align them all to the same thing. I'm not sure if this lip is necessary now. So much. Oh, what's going on? I think it is wide enough. It's okay. It's just like thin, very thin. So I'm hoping that this helps. I'm afraid of that happening. Just snipers deciding to snipe out of that. So I can create a post or a beam. It's a trick I've done in the past. Could even do this too. So let me take a look at that, make sure it. So I know some snipers gonna try to lean out of that as much as they can. Getting close, getting close. Alright. So, need to add a clip in here. And then, yep. We want that like that. So That needs to be kind of double checked. I'm not really sure how I feel about that completely. And I'm not sure if the problem has been resolved around, like, making sure blue has good access up this way. It's like strong on this side. Again, this house might need to be centralized a little bit better. I'm not sure how to best do that right now. I should consider probably just doing this a makeshift. I'm reminded of Badwater for some reason when I see what I'm about to build in my head, but it's like that little area that blue has leading up to the final point of Badwater. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 6, 4. I just wish I could create more space here somehow. I cannot. So, like, how do I do this right? Okay. I might. God. What am I going to do with this crap? These need to be switched to smalls. It's too much. And this might actually go. I'm trying to avoid spies just like going rampant everywhere. That might make more sense. And then this, I don't feel so bad about. I keep wondering if I should pull this out one more or not. I kind of want that lip, but yeah, might just put all this stuff up here. I'm never sure like the right distance. Just like usually do it based on what looks right to me, but I'm sure there's some science behind the proper distance for those. I'm going with these overlays under the health. It's kind of a traditional thing. And then a set of stairs is going to be needed here. I think I'm just going to do a ramp for now. Get a little rampy over here, which I don't like. A little too rampy. Okay, got it. Okay, favoring blue coming in. Just one little extra area that maybe blue can set up and put a sentry up here or something, I don't know. Okay, that might be it for today, and for this version. I'm a little worried about, again, this path up here being a little too strong, but at least the snipe line was cut down and blue is rerouted away from red's spawn. But we'll just have to see how that goes. This may end up becoming like a doorway into here to a set of stairs that go up, which probably make a lot more sense. Makes me kind of want to do it right now, but because this is going to be a problem. Could be a good thing too, though, of allowing a sentry up there.
By the way, my mom asked when you're gonna
So.
be done.
So anyway, might come back to that in V4. Anyway, V3, Emergent. Appreciate everyone following along so far in the series. Again, hopefully you've gotten something good out of it. I'm just checking for your errors and issues right now, but hopefully you got something out of this. There's still a lot more work that I think needs to probably go into this, but I find small, subtle changes over time are probably the best way to go about doing something like this. And yeah, we'll see how this route down goes, this new addition here goes. We've got this full ramp coming up here. New route here that really should be some stairs that go up in the middle. Rerouting, some rerouting here. We've made the size of the map slightly smaller over here as well, pulling this wall in, and the earlier session today and the other video, other live, is this has been added in, and we've fixed a few other things. And then we've gotten a couple new ammo and health. But yeah, appreciate everyone that's joined in. Feel free to ask any questions, post this, and we'll catch you next time.